Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and this is Yurok here, and I'm so glad you're here with me today, and we're back here in some Farming Simulator 22 on Western Wilds. And just before we get started, I wanted to remind you to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, even that notification bell so that we can be notified whenever new videos come out, and also leave me some comments and suggestions, things you want to see. But other than that, we have done a little bit off work. As you can see, we're now in October. Let's pull up the map here. Um, this is our farm area. I did cut out some fields. I went ahead and planted a grass field right here. This is a soybean field, and then we're going to plant oats and sorghum and barley and wheat up in this area. So actually, yeah, that's what we're going to do: oats, barley, wheat, sorghum. So I leased the planter here. So let's go ahead and get this down. Let's get this turned on, and we're planting oats. Other thing I did off camera, I did bring in the production, the farm pack production mod, whatever that one's called. I did bring that building in and a sell point for it to be able to sell our products. Um, I did go ahead and water the other greenhouse, and sold all our silage to do all that. Bought some seed and manure and solid fertilizer to put into that other building, other farm greenhouse. Sorry, my words are not coming out today. So both greenhouses are going. So we'll be starting to make some productions here in this that production building, which we'll show you toward the end of the video here. But we are gonna just get these fields planted today and try to move into the next month and sell some more silage, because right now our silage is empty. We don't have any more silage in the because I sold all of it. I mean, there's probably a little bit of silage in there now because of the day is, as you can see, in October we were already at 9 in the morning and I'm on half speed. um, So we probably do have a little bit more silage made, but like I said, we're going to empty that out each day. We're not going to. Alright, let's pick this up. We're not going to hold on to, now, crops and things like that we will hold on to for productions and for animal feeding and stuff like that, but production items that were, now there are certain productions like flour, things like that, that we will be, set on distributing instead of spawning. But the thing that spawns, and also our silage bunker, until we can get something to where we can use the silage for something else, which is probably going to be, later on down the road a good bit, we will be selling our silage every day. Now, I did plant a grass field. It's very small right now, but my next plan for anything before we do anything else, we've got to save money, um, because when these fields come in, we're going to have to harvest. And I'd rather buy a harvester than lease one, but we will lease one if we don't have enough money. But we definitely are going to have to buy a planter. Okay, I did not mean to do that or that. Nope. Yep, go back out. My fat fingers here. Right, let's lower down. Cut it back on. Okay. Alright, so our current plan, by the time these fields come into harvest, I want to have enough money to buy a planter, buy the Breedle fertilizer spreader slash lime spreader machine, um, and then we may have to lease the harvester the first year. We'll see. But I can only lease one item, so I'm not going to be having 5 or 6 pieces of leased equipment. I just don't want to do that. so we're going to lease the one item. So I have to buy the planter and then the fertilizer lime spreader. Um, I'd like to get the big one, but realistically, we'll probably have to get the small one unless we get. Okay, come on. Yuraka's brain is not working today. Okay, here we go. Yep, that's that. As my dad, before he passed away, my dad used to call it. That's that AGE syndrome catching up with me. I just forget things. But anyway, we're gonna move on. We're gonna try to get these fields planted today. That's gonna be our goal to finish up October, and we are also gonna have to buy a trailer to be able to move our pallets. Now, the trailer I'm gonna get is an auto loading trailer. I think it's around 39,000 ish. Don't remember right offhand, but I want to say it's around 30,000. Um, 39,000. So basically 40,000. So hopefully we can sell a few loads of silage in the morning. Get that trailer, sell what few pallets that we're going to have spawn in our production building down there. And like I said, we'll go through all that here shortly. We're going to get these fields planted first because I want to get this planter returned to our shop, so we're not charged extra money for it. We're probably going to go over on the hour. We'll probably get charged a little bit more for the equipment. And I know I'm kind of overlapping here, but I turned kind of a lot shorter than I wanted to there. But like I said, we got 3 more fields to plant. This oat field here, the sorghum field next to it. Up ahead of us will be barley, and in that top corner will be wheat. Our grass field is small, so we're not going to be getting a lot of money off of it. I will be cutting whatever grass I can cut in between the fields here and picking that up just to kind of help our money situation out a little bit. Let's go ahead and pick that up. But our plan is to buy the plot next to that grass field and expand our grass field out, and also put in either a canola or a corn or a sunflower field next to where the soybean field is right there. And the reason why I went with soybeans is because we can make soy water. It doesn't make a lot of money, but the soy water can be made in our production building there, and that will it just costs water and soybeans to make. It's a very cheap production. Like I said, we won't make a lot of money off of it, but it's better than having nothing. And we will get a canola, corn, and sunflower field eventually. I'm not sure which one I will plant next, but that's actually gonna, we've got to be able to buy a planter, harvest our crops, and all that stuff first. So we'll cross that bridge when it comes. But I did want to get a few fields in so we can have some crop growing and start making other productions. Now the oats, we'll be making oatmeal and I think oat water maybe in our production building. But also, we will at some point we'll be able to make cereal because we do have grapes growing right now. I haven't put down any bee things yet, so we don't have honey, and I think that's going to be the 2 things we need for our to be able to make cereal, or honey and oats and raisins and flour, I believe, is the products we need for that. So once we harvest all these crops, we will hopefully be able to buy at least 1 beehive and and start getting in some honey for that. We'll put our bee collector down on our thing over there, our honey collector, whatever you want to call it, where our pallets will spawn. And I do have the little automatic things for the beehive where it will automatically dump the pallets into our productions. Um, we'll see that whenever we actually get a beehive built and put down our thing. All right, so now we're done with this field. Let's go ahead and switch over to this one's going to be sorghum, so we'll do it next. So let's get this on the sorghum. Now I'm hoping this seed will plant all of these, but we may run short. We'll just kind of have to go see where we're going. So we'll be planting sorghum here, and then we'll go wheat and then barley, probably. So let's lower down our seeder. Let's turn it on, and we'll get some sorghum planted. But I hope y'all are all having a great day. I'm having a great day. All my days are good. I tell people that all the time. I don't have bad days because the Lord's been good to me. Yes, I'm disabled. I only have one leg, but my life has been good, so I have no complaints. There are a lot of people worse off than me, and I would hate to complain about my days when there are people out there that are far worse off that have a right to complain. I really don't. So, alright, let's pick this up, get turned around here. But yeah, so the first year is going to be really tough. I think after the first year, we'll get a few more productions down, start making some decent money every month. But I don't want to take out loans. I can't. I made that part of the challenge is no loans. I can only have one piece of leased equipment now with the harvester that we lease. The only exception to that will be for leasing the harvester the first year. Now, by the second harvest, we have to be able to purchase it, the harvester, because I'm not going to keep leasing a harvester and the headers for them, because that's just going to be, I think we need to make it so we can only lease a harvester once, um, just to be, we got to make ourselves progress. So. I don't think I'll be able to buy the harvester by the time the oat and sorghum is done. And if I have to lease the harvester, I'm not able to purchase a harvester and a header. If I have to lease the harvester, we're going to keep that harvester and pay the daily rental on it until we have all our crops harvested, because I'm not going to lease it but once. So we will accrue some extra expenses on that harvester the first year if we're not able to buy it. I really don't know if we'll be able to. That's just it depends on what kind of money we're making off our productions going forward into the harvest season and all that. So we'll go from there when we get there. But like I said, if I do lease the harvester, I'm gonna keep it until I can harvest all of our crops. So until the wheat field is harvested, because that's going to be the one that takes the longest to grow, until it is ready to harvest, we will not return the harvester if we end up having to lease a harvester. And I believe we're probably going to have to do that, because I believe this planter is 150 grand. And then our spreader is going to be around 50 or 60. I can't remember. Once you add the spreading disc and all that, we'll look at that here in a little bit, just to kind of plan out what we're gonna do. Now, there was one thing in the market I would have liked to buy, but we can't, because even if I bought it, I wouldn't be able to use it, because I wouldn't be able to buy anything to go with it. And that was a truck. I'll show you that here in a little bit when we get done planning. I'll show you what was in the store. Or actually, I could do that now. We'll pull that up and just show you this. The truck is gone now, so it doesn't matter. So there was a truck there, But yeah, it's gone, so we can't buy it right now. Um, but I'm hoping since I leased this planter, it may come up in the used sales. You know that you know that is hope, not a guarantee. We know how the used sales things doesn't always work to our favor, so we're hoping that it pops up in used sales. But anyway, let's just keep planting our fields here and get this done. All right, let's back up a little bit. And like I said, we're not going to be able to buy a second tractor. I'd love to have a second tractor so I could put workers on doing things and you'd be able to do some things as well. But right now we don't have that many implements, and hiring a worker to do this right now would be just kind of redundant because I'd just have to stand around and do nothing. I don't have any more grass to cut. I don't have any more plow fields to plow or anything like that. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of do everything ourselves for a little bit. Now, once I get our fertilizer slash lime spreader, I may put workers on doing the liming and fertilizing after we harvest the first time, just to speed things along. But no point in hiring a worker for the only job we can do right now, which is this. Now, I did put a lot of water in our production building. Excuse me, and a lot of water in our greenhouses. And I was able to buy one load of seed for each greenhouse and one load of fertilizer and manure to put in the greenhouses so we could, ramp up those productions a little bit. But yeah, buying that stuff is going to be hard going forward. So we're hoping that that will last a while. Because after I sold all the silage that we had for September and October, I had about 80,000, 90,000, something like that, which allowed us to get a few things. As you saw, I already had put down the second greenhouse. I'd bought the plow and the water trailer. But I wasn't able to buy the planter, so I had to lease it because I did want to get this crop in the ground. It's going to be a while before we have to harvest. I mean, I think we got 4 months on the sorghum and the oats, roughly, before they'll be able to harvest. Our grass field will be ready in January. Yeah, I know realistically in life you probably wouldn't be cutting grass in January, but we don't have seasons cut on because I don't particularly care for the seasonal growth thing because it limits to what you can do. But now further, when Pharmacy 25 comes out, that will probably use seasons, just to play the game how it's meant to be played. But for this series, since it's just going to be running most likely until 25 comes out, we're trying to speed things along, and having a limit on what we can plant and when we can plant it and all that kind of stuff just going to kind of slow us down. So, and like I said, I want to get as far in this series as we can, and I may end up keeping this series going for a little while just to kind of complete it, depending on where we are and kind of my plans for what we can do. Oh, I did buy a chainsaw also and cut down the few trees that we have in our that we had on our property that were kind of in the way. So, and they're sitting over there. I did use super strength to move them because I didn't have the money to buy the winch. But now going forward, cutting trees down, I'll have to get the little winch thing to pull the trees over to where I want to pull them. I won't be cutting any more trees down until we have our production we can put them in, which will be the all-in-one production. And again, at least for the foreseeable future, any tree we cut down is just going to be trees like that tree there. If we buy that piece of property, that tree will get cut down because it'll be in the way. and we'll haul it over. And you know, if we have the production building, we'll put it in the production building. If we don't, we will just set it off to the side. If you can see in that corner over there when we go back. All right, so let's cut this off. Let's go ahead and switch this to wheat. And then we'll come up here and cut it back on. Get this wheat field started here. But I was going to do all this off camera, but then I thought about it. I'm like, well, we're not going to have anything to do until January except sell pallets and I am not lowered, so we aren't planning anything. Alright, let's turn on the seeder. There we go. Corey is having the brain fog today. That's my real name if you haven't figured that out. Corey is my real name. Yurok is Corey spelled backwards. But anyway, hopefully by the time we have to harvest all this, we'll be able to get our planter and our fertilizer / lime spreader. And like I said, we'll have to lease the harvester, but we will keep the harvester until all of our crops are harvested, because I don't want to have to keep leasing it over and over. And I think making it to where we have to just keep it kind of I don't know if I'll be able to make this turn or not. Maybe. Yeah. But we will try our best to only lease the harvester the first harvest. So we need to save up at least about $200,000 between now and when these fields are ready. Now we can cut our grass field and, put it in our silage thing. I don't think it's going to be a huge yield. It's not a very big field, as you can see over there. It's kind of small and narrow, but that will be expanded once we're able to buy another property. That will be the next property buy will be 19 there. I think that's below us. And that will be to expand our grass field, because like I said, once we have that production building, because we're gonna get. I do have the mod on here where you can get straw from all the stuff, mainly for the beginning of the series, just because I'm gonna use the straw to save some for animals, and also to make TMR in the all-in-one production building. So when we do have cows, we'll already have some TMR made for them, which will kind of speed things along for us. Again, don't really know how quick we'll get into animals. It just depends on money. Like I said, the first thing is probably going to be chickens, and then we'll do cows after that. But cows are pretty expensive, so we're going to need several $100,000 to get started on cows. Plus, we'll have to have a truck. And this is really tight. Kind of should have left me a little bit more room when making these fields. But hey, it is what it is. Actually, I think what we're going to do because of that is we're going to start going side to side here, because that turning is just taking a little longer, and I'm having to cut a little bit shorter than I would like to. But like I said, going forward, we're going to do as much as we can, as fast as we can, but it's not going to always be easy. So let's pick that up, and we'll go to there. We're going to start at that top end of the field and do that lengthways. That way we can turn easier and not have to worry about all this turning up there at the top. But like I said, we will be using workers going forward, but we've got to have a second tractor for that. The only way we'll be able to use a worker, and for the first year, I'll probably use a worker to harvest. Um, that way, I can be shuttling crops back and forth, and when they get done with a field, I can set them on another field to harvest, and I can actually start plowing and fertilizing and all that stuff while they're harvesting the next field to get the field ready to be planted again. But like I said, we've got to get a planter. We've got to get the fertilizer spreader, um, fertilizer and lime spreader, so we can actually get started um, and be able to do that. And after we buy our harvester, our next big purchase will be a second tractor, so I can utilize workers more. Because in most farming people that I know in real life, um, they're always hiring people to do work. So I think that's part of the game. It's part of real life. Farmers are going to have people helping them out. So we're going to try to do that as well. But until I have more equipment, I can only hire workers to do so much. So, but this is going along pretty quickly. The reason why I chose this planter is it has a good working width, and it again plants everything except for potatoes, sugarcane, and trees. We will not be doing sugarcane. We will be doing potatoes, but that's going to be a little bit further down because I'm going to be able to have to buy a harvester. And to save myself money, I will be using the modded harvester that does sugar beets and potatoes, because sugar is going to be one of our big production items we're going to have for making productions. And I do have sugar beets in the greenhouses, and that will be, that will help us out a little bit. But at some point, we're going to have to plant sugar beets to keep sugar production rolling, because the sugar beets aren't, it's not going to produce that many sugar beets each month. But we'll use what we can. I'm sure people have mixed feelings about the open air gardens because they produce so many different crops, and I understand that. But for this series, we're not able to take out loans. We're not able to lease but one piece of equipment, with the exception of a harvester and header, because I'll have to have a header to harvest, and I'm probably going to have to lease the small harvester, which means it's going to take a while to harvest these fields. But that's what it is. But definitely by the time our second, after we harvest all these fields, I should get 2 harvests of oats and sorghum in before the wheat field comes in. But once we harvest that wheat field, after that, we will have to purchase a harvester. So we won't be able to buy anything else until we purchase a harvester. After we get the planter and the spreader, the harvester is going to be our next big purchase. Um, I'm wanting to get either one of the ideal harvesters, but if we have to go with a smaller one, we'll just go with the smaller one until we can upgrade. But hopefully, y'all are enjoying this. I love this game. I can't wait for Farming Simulator 25, because it's literally, they're adding weather events and stuff like that. It's going to be a lot more challenging, which will be fun. And but Farming Simulator will be a mainstay on this channel, um, whether it's 22 or 25 or both. Um, but it will always be on the channel, because it is one of my favorite games. It's a relaxing game. It's fun, and there's a lot of ways you can challenge yourself and do things different. Um, I do have in mind a couple of challenges for Farming Simulator 25 already. Even though I know nothing about what's going to be in the game, there will be some challenge. There will be a challenge series Probably won't start out with a survival challenge on Farming Sim 25 at first because I want to get used to the game before, and get also give time for mods to come out for cheaper equipment and stuff like that. Because in the survival challenge, I will only give myself a chainsaw and a tractor and a trailer to start with, and we'll have to and one piece of land. And we'll have to go, but I'm hoping that we can have like a modded map like this or No Man's Land or something like that before we try to start doing a challenge run. Um, so we'll have to give it time, for some mods to come out on Farming Sim 25 when it comes out. So we're almost done with this wheat field. We got this and one more pass to make, and then we'll plant that barley field. And if we have any seed left, we'll dump it out of the seeder here, and we'll store it somewhere. I'll probably just pick it up in the trailer and put it in one of our greenhouses just to use it up, because I'll just purchase seed going forward to fill up our planter when we own one, and that way we won't have to actually empty it when we're done with it. But we will empty it unless it's like, I don't think it's going to be a lot of seed left, and like I said, we may have to refill it, but we'll see here. So this wheat field is almost done. Then we're going to be going to do our barley field and try to get these fields knocked out so we can move on to the next day. Alright, so that is the wheat field planted. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Let's switch this over to barley and head to the top of the next field. And like I said, if you want to see me use any particular mods for tractors or whatever, for our second tractor purchase, I'll do that. Just let me know in the comments what y'all want to see, and we'll try to accommodate those comments. I mean, obviously, I'm recording these episodes ahead of time, so I will answer your comments, but it may be a few videos before your comments can answer, because I do pre-record everything, because of my schedule with my wife and everything. She works in the morning, so that's when I do my recordings. Videos will be posted in the afternoons at 1, 4, and 7 if there's 3 videos, and if there's 2 videos at 1 and 4. Every day. There will be videos every day. Not all Farming Simulator, but there will be videos every day. So we're going to stop here. We're going to pick this up, back up a little bit. We're going to try to turn here and go down the side, give us a little bit of turning space. Alright, let's lay this back down. Actually, we'll probably just do a pass all the way around, kind of do the headland, and that'll give us room to turn, and where we're not having to do a whole lot of stopping after we get this part of the field done. It looks like we might have enough seed to finish this field. I hope we do, because I was really not wanting to purchase any more seed. This planter does have quite a large seed tank on it. I think it holds like 6,000 something seed. So it handles a good bit of seed. And that's why I like it, because you don't have to stop and refill it so much. And like I said, this will be the planter we buy. Hopefully it'll come up in the used sale thing before our harvest, but if it doesn't, we'll just purchase it outright. I know we'll have enough to buy it, and the fertilizer spreader Don't think we're going to have enough to buy a harvester and header and all that too. But if we have enough to buy the harvester, we'll lease the header for the first year. I doubt very seriously we'll be able to do both, but who knows? We may make a lot more money than I think we will, but that we'll just have to see. But when we get done here, I'll kind of show you production wise what's in the buildings, what's activated, that kind of thing. Before we move on to November and sell our silage so we can get us a trailer to be able to sell our pallets. And I do apologize for the clearing of the throat, but my throat is just really dry. I didn't know I was going to be able to record today, but yesterday my voice sounded like, I was Darth Vader and Freddy Krueger all into one. But hopefully we'll be able to get this cleared up before I do any more recordings. But I do appreciate y'all being here. Like I said, I'm doing this for y'all. I play games all day, every day anyway, so I might as well, share it. Some people may enjoy it, and some people may not want to watch it, and that's fine. I'm not doing it for, money or anything like that. I mean, if I ever get monetized, that'll be great. It'll, help supplement my income a little bit, but I'm not worried about being a huge channel. I'm just doing this for you guys to have fun. I want to meet new people. And like I said, that's why I want y'all to leave comments so I can start talking to you. I do plan on getting a Discord set up. Don't have it right now, but I will get one set up soon. So y'all can get in Discord and talk with me when I'm not recording and things like that. And hopefully in the future, I'll be able to have some games where we can play together. I really I've tried to set up a server for Farming Simulator before, and it's really difficult. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to setting up a server for Farming Simulator. Somebody is probably going to have to help me learn how to do that. But I do eventually plan on having a community server when Farming Simulator 25 comes out. Maybe not right away, but shortly after Farming Simulator 25 comes out, and they have some modded maps that we could do a community server on. To where people can get in and play whenever they want. We'll have some rules kind of set up for, I have no problem with people coming in and buying up property on a different farm, but also if you're on the farm that I'll be running, we'll just kind of have like set guidelines of what to purchase and things like that. But if you want to get in and compete with me or something like that, have your own farm, that'll be what that server's for. And it looks like we're going to use most of the seed. I'm not going to worry about taking 1,000 seed out of this before I return it. But at least we did have enough to finish this field and not have to refill our planter before I return it. But yeah, I do want to be able to play with you guys, especially on this game. Farming Simulator is fun with multiple players, and I hope that they have the co-op thing fixed in Farming Sim 25, because in Farming Sim 22 it's been broken for a long time. Just can't figure out how to make it work. Have a buddy that I would love to do some co-oping with on this game, but like I said, setting up a server was a little more difficult than I had intended. We tried it before and we just couldn't get the server to get the mods we wanted in it. And it's not because I'm sure it's not that hard. I just don't know what I'm doing. I've never set up a Farming Simulator server, so I may have to have some help from somebody to learn how to do that. But the buddy I'm talking about is Strict09. You can find him on my channel. He's a real life friend and a gaming buddy, but he's having issues with Farming Simulator right now. but I think he's about to buy a new computer, and he's hoping to get Simulator 22 back on his channel before Farming Sim 25 comes out, because he's just having an issue. The game won't load. It'll get to like a certain percentage and quit. But y'all go over there to his channel. Strict09 is his name. He plays a few games, and he's been going for a few years now, about 2 or 3 years now, I think. And also the other people in my channel that I've tagged as people that I watch, and that have helped me out a lot in kind of mentoring me a little bit in YouTube, but also playing games as well. Stormfall, KJ48, Tagback TV, Deuce MS, and Canzalone are all people that I've followed for a while, and support because I enjoy their content, and I'm hoping that will be what this is for y'all, a place where you can come and have fun, and enjoy watching some things. And like I said, we do plan on bringing more games to the channel. Right now there's going to be 6 games on the channel. Do plan on expanding that in the future, but right now I'm just trying to get started. So alright, so we are done. Let's go ahead and cut this off. Let's go here and let's return this planner. Alright, so now that that's done, let's get over here. Alright, let's go ahead and pull up our production here and kind of show you what we have so far. So we have our all-in-one our farm production barn here. Right now we have French fries, potatoes, mixed salad, popcorn, soybean drink, sugar beet sugar, raisins, grape juice, and sunflower oil being produced. And then we still have grass silage, which we have another 17,000 that's been made today. We got 284,000 grass left to process, so all of that will be sold. So these are our productions currently. We have our greenhouses here. All this is activated. Um, I did, like I said, I put a good bit of water, some seeds, and fertilizer and manure in each one. We have 2 of them, so you can see they're all pretty much the same. Um, and I'm hoping that the seeds, the fertilizer, and the manure last for a while, because it was expensive to put a load of each of that in there. And I will be doing all of that stuff off camera, as far as putting stuff in the greenhouses and also loading this thing up with water. Um, it took forever to put 100,000 liters of water in that building with that 7,500 water tanker that we have. So that's our production so far. That's all we have. Um, I could buy a beehive and start making honey, but I can't. I don't have anything else for it, so we'll wait to buy beehives until we actually have something to start making those productions. Um, so right now I'm gonna go ahead and come back over here and hook up to my trailer and get it set up for in the morning. We're gonna fast forward to the month of November. We're gonna sell some silage. Hopefully, um, be able to buy a trailer and sell whatever products have spawned. Nothing has spawned yet because it hadn't been going long enough. But overnight, some of those things will spawn some, and we're gonna have to sell some silage to be able to buy a trailer to pick those up with, so we can sell them. So let's go ahead and get this over here to our silo. And we'll sell some silage and buy a trailer and sell our pallets, and that'll be the end of that, because that's all we're going to be able to do in November anyway. So let's go ahead and jump over to our house here. That is not where I wanted to go. House here. There we go. Alright, so this is our house. It's nothing fancy. We do have our little toolbox for repairing stuff whenever that needs to happen. And let's go ahead and sleep until 8 o'clock in the morning. Alright, so now we can start getting some silage. So we got 240,000 silage to sell today. I know that's going to give us enough to get our trailer so we can sell a few products, which if you look over here, there should be some pallets spawned. So we're going to sell this silage. Let's look and see where the best place is. So they're pretty much the same right now. Farmer's Market. Is that my little... Okay, so the farmer's market is over there. I think that's our best place to sell silage. So let's pull that up again. Actually, we'll see. It's either going to be the animal handler or the... Alright, so animal is 324. Biogas is 327. Like I said, we will not use... let's go ahead and untag that place. Untag. Okay. So we're just gonna sell it over here. It's a little bit better at the biogas plant, so we're gonna sell it there. Go ahead and get the silage sold, buy us a trailer, sell our products, and then that will be the end of the video. The next couple of videos are gonna probably be, you know, selling what little silage we have, which obviously, you know, we're not going to have a whole lot after today until we can cut our grass in January, and then it'll have to process overnight, you know. So we'll probably be skipping through November, December, pretty much just selling whatever products we have. Hold on just a second, guys. I got to take something to drink. Alright, sorry for that, guys. Throat was really bad then. So 11,000, a little over 11,000 for that little silage, which is good. I know I could probably get more money from my silage by waiting till December, January to sell it. But that's not the rule I made. The rule was we have to sell what we can when we can. And since silage is our main source of income right now, we're going to sell it all. Get it all sold off here. And, excuse me. And go ahead and buy us a trailer that we can use, which this second load will give us enough money to buy the trailer. We'll head over to the store, buy the trailer after we sell all our silage, and we'll come back and sell those products, and that'll be the end of the video. And we'll see what kind of money we're going to make off our first day of the greenhouse productions and our farm barn production there. I don't look for it to be a terrible amount of money, you know, maybe 20-30,000 at the most. But at least it's a start, and it gives us something besides silage to sell, because we're after, you know, November or December, the first day of, you know, as soon as we go into December, we're only going to have like 1 or 2 loads of silage to dump. So, and then in January we'll be able to cut grass and put that in there, but it'll be not very much. Because our grass field is really small. Like I said, I'll cut whatever grass I can. I will do the grass mowing off camera, and just kind of show y'all what we do, because cutting grass and picking it up with our small little forage wagon, just not a lot. Takes a while. Cutting the grass doesn't take long, but picking it up takes forever. And we don't have a lot of grass to cut now because we've turned most of our land into fields. But I will cut what I can, pick it up, and get all that done off camera. And when we get to January, but we still got a few more loads of silage to sell. Let's go ahead and go into the menu here, and let's go to trailers. And to show you the trailer that I'm gonna get, it is this one right here, the Brantner auto load. It's 39,650 bucks. It carries pretty much everything. It'll hold about 28 pallets or something like that. So let's go ahead and customize that. We want it to be auto load. Um, we don't want it to use bales. So it'll hold 32 pallets. It'll hold all this other stuff too, big bags, all these other things that it can carry, vegetable pallets, So we're just going to get it. We're going to go ahead and buy that now. That'll be at the store waiting for us when we get through with our silage here. And then we'll bring it back over here, pick up our pallets, and then sell them. And that'll be the end of the video. And then we'll come back and it'll be December. We'll sell, our whatever silage and products we have, move on to January, and I'll be cutting the grass field. Which you see, it's here, but it's not going to be a great yield because we couldn't fertilize it. We couldn't lime it because we didn't have, but hopefully we will have enough. And if I have enough to buy the fertilizer spreader, we may try to go ahead and at least lime our fields and fertilize them. I don't know if it'll work after you plant. We may just do fertilizing just to get a little bit of a better. Yeah, we'll probably just do that. If I'm able to buy the fertilizer spreader before we move on to December, I may try to fertilize our fields off camera if we have enough. We'll see how much we have once we sell our silage and products. I'm thinking we might have enough. Let's look at that spreader real quick. Where is the spreaders? I haven't bought these in a while. All right. So this is the one we're planning on getting. And if we customize it, we're going to get the extension and we're going to get the spreading discs. So we're looking at 54,000. So if we can get about 70-ish thousand for our things, because we're going to have to buy the lime and the fertilizer, and that, as y'all know, is an expensive thing. But so hopefully we'll be able to go ahead and get that. If we can make about 70,000 between the silage and our products, we'll go ahead and get that fertilizer spreader and at least get our fields fertilized. We won't lime them this time. We'll lime them the next time we harvest, because I'm not sure if lime works. I'll test it with one of the fields. Probably the grass field will be the easiest one to do. I'll test the lime on it and see if it actually shows that it's been limed after it's been planted. I think you have to do it beforehand. I know in real life that's the way you do it, but I'm not sure how it works in the game because I've always had a spreader. I've never done a challenge to where I didn't start with one for myself. Just personal games that I've played. I've always given myself a fertilizer and lime spreader, before I set my. Now I've always set my money to zero after I buy the starting equipment that I want to go with, and that's just the way I've always played the game. But here I wanted it to be a lot harder, so we're basically just, we had the 4 pieces of equipment we started with. We were able to buy a plow. Not the plow I would like to have, but it's a plow. It is better than the in-game plows because it does 9 meters instead of 6. But the other modded plow I want to use, I think, is like 18 meter or something like that, and that's the plow I want to get for the future. Um, but with this 11,100 for each load of silage, it should give us enough to get our fertilizer spreader and all that stuff. Um, we've already got our trailers, so we're halfway to the fertilizer, or well, not quite halfway. We'll be over halfway after this next load. We'll probably go ahead and get that, and I'm gonna try to lime the field to see if uh, if we can actually get away with that. All right. And sorry, I was checking. My wife sent me a text message. Um, but so we'll probably go ahead and get our spreader, and I'll fill it up with lime once and try to lime the grass field and see um, if it will count. If it does, I'm probably just going to lime that one and then put the lime in our silo, and and then try to fertilize as much as we can with whatever money we have left. Um, because I would like to get a little better yield off of it. I wasn't expecting to be able to buy the fertilizer, but silage is a lot better money than I've never sold silage before, like ever. I've always used it to make TMR. So yeah, I didn't realize how much money you can make off silage. Like you could really just do a grass empire and make millions. It looks like. But we're not going to do that. We're going to use silage for cows after, we'll say my plan is after we do the next cut and sell that silage, the rest of our silage will be used for production stuff to make TMR for our cows in the future. Um, I don't want to just live off of silage. That's why we have productions. So we'll get another one more load maybe after this one. So yeah, we're gonna be close. After we sell our products, we should have enough to be able to buy the lime spreader and lime and fertilizer spreader, and yeah. So we're gonna have basically one more full load of silage to sell here. Um, that's gonna put us at around 56,000 ish. Um, and so we will have enough to buy it. And if we can get another, 20 grand off of our products, it may not be that much. It may only be 5 grand. I don't really know. We should be able to fertilize our fields and at least that way have a decent amount of fertilizer on them, to where we're actually going to get a decent yield out of our crops. And I don't think I'll be able to fertilize them twice because I definitely don't think we'll have that much money. Um, but this one will put us at around 46,000. The next load should put us around 56, 57,000. So um, yeah, so we'll definitely be able to go ahead and buy our fertilizer spreader. There'll be one more piece of equipment knocked off, and then we're going to have to save up for a planter before we harvest, and hopefully have enough money to lease a harvester as well. It'd be great if we could lease and purchase, or purchase a harvester and a planter. I'm not banking on that, but if I have enough to buy even the little cheap green harvester, I will buy that, and start with it, because at least that way we'll be able to harvest our crops. If I'm able to purchase it, great. If I'm not, we'll just lease one. And what I may do is if we can't buy, the harvester I want to buy, I may go ahead and buy the grain header for it, and just lease the Fendt harvester to harvest our crops with. All right, so we only have about 3,000 of silage left. We're not going to make a trip with 3,000. We'll save that for next month because we're going to be emptying it out completely next month anyway. because there's not going to be a lot left. I think we can look here and see. Where's our silage? All right, so this is, yeah. Right now we only have 60,000 grass to go through, so we're basically going to have, maybe 2 loads of silage to sell in the month of December. Um, so this will be our last load. We'll go grab our trailer, drop this trailer off, go grab our trailer from the store, and come back and sell our pallets. And that'll be where we end. And then we'll come back in December, sell our little bit of silage next episode. Sell a little bit of silage we have, whatever pallets we have, and hopefully be doing some fertilizing. Like I said, I'll probably go ahead and buy the fertilizer spreader and try to lime the grass field at least. I don't know if it's going to count. We'll just have to see. But I'll sacrifice a little bit of money on experimenting with that because I'd like to know if you can actually do it after you plant. Not sure how it works in the game. So we have enough to get our spreader, but we won't be getting that now. I may do that off camera. I may purchase it and go ahead and start fertilizing our fields before we move on to December. So I'm going to bring you back in December either way. So I may do some fertilizer work and stuff like that off camera, and then bring you back in December and we'll sell whatever we have and just kind of start saving our money to buy our other equipment we need. And then in January we'll be cutting our grass. So that y'all will probably see that part of that because I know December we're not going to have much to do, so I may have to cut grass to make an episode in January. So we may cut the grass, but that won't take very long. It's a very small field, and all the extra grass that I can cut, like in between the fields and stuff like that, I may or may not even do it. I may just use our grass field and whatever silage we get. Because hopefully our productions are going to be making us, a decent amount of money. But so I have 4 months basically to make another 150,000 or 3, I guess. Fields are probably going to be ready in. See if I can make it through here without crashing into a tree. All right. So we should have enough money, hopefully, with our productions and what little silage we get to be able to buy what we need. But we're going to get this trailer. Go ahead and... Now, I really wish they had one of these trailers that wasn't an articulating trailer. I hate articulating trailers. I can't back them up. I don't even try. But it's what I have. This is the one I can get right now, so we're going to go with it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and enable auto loading, so when we get there, it will pick up our pallets. Don't know how many pallets we have. No, we got at least 8. It may spawn a few more. We'll sit there and wait a minute and see if it's going to spawn more pallets because, like I said, our rule is we sell everything every day. No saving money, no saving pallets to get the best money. Same with silage. If we sell silage, we're going to sell it when we have it. We're not going to keep it. And I may end up selling one more. I'm hoping once we get our harvest in and we, whether we lease or buy the harvester, we can also save up another for number 19. It's going to cost us 85,000. So 85,000. Hopefully we can save up another 85,000. Buy that other piece of property, get us a couple more fields in. So like I said, we'll either be corn, sunflowers, or canola. I haven't really decided. I'm probably going to go with either sunflowers or corn, but I may go with canola. It just depends on where our money is. If we have not much money, I'm probably just going to go with canola because that will be harvested with the same header. because I'll have to buy a corn header too, and I know they get kind of expensive. So we'll have to look and see where we're going to go with that. But we will definitely, hopefully get that done relatively quickly, because I'm not going to plant the grass until I harvest the other field, because I'm going to be cutting those fields in together, and it will be a little hard. Well, let's pick that back up. Q. Alright, yeah, so it is on auto load. Let's hope it's going to work. We'll see what kind of pallets we can get here. Oh wow, a lot more than I expected. Oh wow, that is a lot. A lot more pallets than I expected. Alright, so we're just going to sell all this. I mean, it's not going to be a lot of money, but so it looks like we're going to have around 75, 76,000. Yes, 75,000, which gives us what we need. We're going to go ahead and just park this trailer. And like I said, I'm going to do off camera, I'm going to do whatever liming and fertilizing I can do. We will go ahead and just purchase the trailer now. So we'll go ahead and get this, and we're going to put our extension, we're going to put our disc on it. I'm not going to buy the cover. So 53,000. Actually, I want the big extension. So 54,375. It comes with the cover, I guess. We've got the spreading unit. Yeah, that's the only one we can get. So we're going to go ahead and buy that. And that's where we're going to call today's video, guys. I thank you so much for being with me. This is Yurok. And if you're out there and you're watching these videos and subscribing and hitting that like button and hitting the notification bell and comments, you rock. You have a blessed day. And bye-bye.